to the FAR experience, where in just 5 minutes we take you on unforgettable experiences from all over the world. Every day we bring you closer to cultures, flavors, adventures and people without even needing a passport. From the hidden alleys of India to the adventures of Disney World, the world is full of experiences, and we're here to tell them, fast, fun and full of wonder. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications and buckle up, because the FAR experience starts now. My adventure to India started at Washington Dulles International Airport. The air was filled with excitement and honestly a little bit of nervousness. A 14-hour flight is a long time to be in the air. Hey everyone! Today we're flying from Washington DC to New Delhi on a 14-hour non-stop journey with Air India on their Boeing 787 Dreamliner. But this wasn't just any long-haul flight. The in-flight entertainment was broken, the food was bad, and the power sockets weren't working either. So this turned out to be a long test of patience. Let's take you through the experience. We reached Dulles International about 3 hours before departure. Check-in with Air India was straightforward. Security was quick and we made it to the gate in good time. Boarding was done in groups and moved along fairly smoothly. As we stepped into the aircraft, we were greeted by Air India's familiar maroon and beige interior. The cabin looked a bit tired and the seats showed signs of wear. Legroom was okay, not great, not terrible. We got to our seats and immediately noticed the seatback screens were off. We assumed they'd come on eventually, but after takeoff, they were still completely black. We looked around and realized it wasn't just our row. A large part of the cabin had no working screens. We asked the crew, and they confirmed the in-flight entertainment was down for many passengers. And to make matters worse, the power sockets weren't working either. No screens, no charging. Just us, and 14 hours of air. Takeoff was smooth. The Dreamliner is quiet and comfortable, no complaints there. But once we settled into the cruise, the lack of entertainment started to hit. We flipped through the safety card. The in-flight magazine stared out the window and tried not to think about how much time was left. We brought some devices, but with no power and no seat. USBs functioning, we had to ration battery life. Dinner was served about 2 hours in. We got the vegetarian option, paneer with rice dal, and a dessert. It looked better than it tasted. The paneer was chewy, the rice was dry, and the dessert was forgettable. Later we got a sandwich, cold dry and with a strange aftertaste. Before landing, breakfast was served upma, aloo bhaji and a sweet bun, again oily and bland. It just didn't feel fresh or satisfying. The cabin lights were dimmed for most of the flight, blankets and pillows were handed out. We did manage to get some sleep. The Dreamliner's cabin pressure definitely helped. We probably got 5 or 6 hours in total, woke up somewhere over the Arctic. No flight map, no announcements, no music. Just the occasional clatter of the galley or someone stretching their legs. Time moved slowly. About an hour before landing, the cabin lights came back up and breakfast trays were cleared. The crew remained professional and calm throughout. We began our descent into Delhi and landed on time. After 14 hours in the air, we were just glad to be on the ground. So how was the experience? Let's be honest, not great. The crew was kind and we arrived on time, but no screens, no power and bad food. Made it one of our more frustrating long-haul flights. Would we fly Air India again? Maybe. But next time, we're coming prepared. Fully charged devices, our own snacks and zero expectations for entertainment. Thanks for flying with us. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. The line was a mix of families going home, students ready for a new semester, and travelers like me eager for a new experience. The friendly staff checked my bags and handed me my boarding pass. This piece of paper was my golden ticket to a whole new world, a world that was just one very long flight away. It felt amazing to finally be on my way. Walking through the airport, I felt the familiar buzz of international travel. People from all over the world were rushing to their gates. I heard so many different languages being spoken. It's one of my favorite things about airports. They are truly a crossroads of the world. I grabbed a coffee and a magazine, trying to settle my pre-flight jitters. The departure board showed my flight AI-104 to Delhi as on time. Seeing it there in bright letters made it all feel so real. The anticipation of the journey ahead was building with every passing minute. Soon it was time to head to the gate. I found a seat with a great view of the tarmac. The sun was beginning to set over Virginia, painting the sky in beautiful shades of orange and pink. Out on the runway, I could see planes taking off one after another like giant metal birds gracefully soaring into the evening sky. I watched my plane, the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, being prepared for our long journey. It looked so sleek and modern. Seeing it there waiting for us, I knew this wasn't going to be just any flight. This was a start of something special. The announcement for boarding finally came over the speakers. My zone was called, and I joined the line of fellow passengers. Everyone seemed to have a story. There were grandparents excited to see their grandchildren and business travelers preparing for important meetings. I felt a sense of connection with everyone around me. We were all about to share this incredible journey across the globe together. I took a deep breath, showed my boarding pass one last time, and walked down the jet bridge. My DC to Delhi adventure was officially underway, and I couldn't wait to see what lay ahead. As we entered the final hours of our flight, the feeling in the cabin began to change. People started to stir, stretching and preparing for our arrival. The flight attendants served a final meal, a hearty breakfast to get us ready for the day ahead. I chose a delicious omelette with potatoes and a fresh fruit cup. As I ate, I looked out the window. Below us, the landscape was changing. The vast empty spaces were being replaced by towns and fields. We were flying over the Indian subcontinent, and the sight was absolutely breathtaking. The journey was nearing its end. The captain came on the intercom again to announce our descent into Delhi. He told us the local time and the weather. Hearing that we would be landing in just 30 minutes sent a fresh wave of excitement through me. I packed away my book and headphones and made sure my seatbelt was fastened. I pressed my face against the window, trying to see everything. The plane began its slow, graceful turn, and suddenly the sprawling city of Delhi appeared below. It was a vast and vibrant sight, a sea of buildings stretching as far as the eye could see. I was fine. When the doors opened, I took my first breath of Delhi air. It was warm and filled with new smells. I said thank you to the flight attendants and stepped off the plane, feeling a mix of tiredness and pure exhilaration. The long flight on the Air India Dreamliner was more than just a way to get from one place to another. It was an adventure in itself. It was a comfortable and fascinating journey that prepared me for the incredible country that awaited. As I walked through the busy airport, I felt ready for anything. My Indian adventure had truly begun.